Hey y'all, excuse the casual attire today. Today's gonna be kind of a work day, and I don't have any meetings in person, so nobody but you guys are gonna see me. Coco doesn't mind, do you, girl? Yeah, so we're gonna be casual today. So I'm gonna give you a couple of things today that I've been thinking about all morning, and I've had a long time to think, because as y'all know, I'm not getting up so very early at 5 a.m. One thing would be, I call it the baby step challenge, because I think most of us think, I've done things throughout the years, you know, I've dieted throughout the years, I've gotten up at a better time throughout the years, and I finally thought, you know, I'm tired of up and down, so what can I do that can be maintained? I'm sorry about this thing is bouncing, I'm going to have to remount it so it doesn't do that, but that's okay. What can we do that we can maintain? So that's when, thanks to my daughter Celie's idea, I came up with my spreadsheet. Now, the important thing about the spreadsheet is it needs to have some bite-sized baby step things you can accomplish. So when I wanted to start tracking some things, you got to come up with what those are. My first thought was, well, I'm going to get up earlier than I've been getting up and out of bed, not just up and checking email, looking on social media, whatever, important things, but I want to get up and out, because then when I take my time to check those things, I'm going to be, you know, more with it, so to speak. So I said, okay, I'm going to do 6:30 for now, because anybody on this planet that doesn't work the night shift can get up by 6:30. Am I right? So I set it for 6:30, and I did that for a week or so. Got up immediately. Don't hit snooze. That's the main key. No snooze. You got to stand straight up, get to moving, because within 90 seconds, you forget it's early. Within 90 seconds, maybe longer if you're not a morning person, really. And I don't consider myself one, but once I'm up, I'm up. So get up and get on your feet and get moving. So I did that, and I said, I'm going to go exercise, because the great thing about exercising first is you don't have time to come up with an excuse. Straight out of the bed, there's really not much you can come up with, right? So before you even have a chance to think, hello, Anais, how are you? All the way from France, my beautiful friend. Yes, I highly recommend get up, get your shoes on, and go straight to whatever exercise you're going to do. If you haven't exercised a lot, walk around the block. Do something physical and do it before you have time to think. Then set up the rest of your day. I've talked about my new morning routine. Involves exercising on my Peloton bike, which, by the way, love my Peloton bike. Thought I would not like it. Thought it would be Wes's bike. So far, I'm riding circles around him. He's doing other stuff, but he's out running and doing things. But I'm loving the Peloton. So I do my exercise, I come back in, and then Wes and I are doing like a 15-minute Bible reading. We've got a great audio book. I set a timer for 15 minutes. Anything I find that you can do in baby-sized chunks, and you know, well, I can commit to something for 15 minutes, right? That's why Peloton works, because they're like, we're going to do a challenge. We're going to go up this hill, turn up the resistance for 30 seconds. And you're thinking, I can do 30 seconds. I can do it. So, right, make things into baby steps, bite-sized chunks. So I said, well, you know, is there time to read the Bible? Well, we all know there's supposed to be, but we don't always make it happen. Set a timer. Guilt-free. Set a 15-minute timer. Get you an audio Bible. You can either do chronological or whatever you like. I like to go from beginning to end. So we're in Exodus now. And so I hit the timer on 15 minutes, and I go to the audio Bible. I hit play. And when the timer goes off, we turn it off and we finish the chapter. That is working beautifully. That's in my spreadsheet. We do our Bible reading. Guess what? I had to go to my book writing workshop last week, and I got a couple days behind. So yesterday and today, we did a 30-minute. We did some big chunks, and it was great because we had some good stuff going. It was Exodus, great. You know, we finished Genesis yesterday, and today, man, we got all the way through all the 12 plagues, the death of Joseph, but now they're heading out into the wilderness. So it was really good. Looking forward to tomorrow already. Ice cream machine is down. That's okay, because I don't have ice cream in my budget, calorie-wise, for today.
Thank you for choosing McDonald's. How can I help you?
Just a large Diet Coke. No, let me change that. A large coffee, please.
A large Diet Coke and a large coffee, anything else?
No, just a large coffee. Sorry, my bad.
Okay. Total was 205, first window.
Thank you. Man, old habits die hard. Did you hear that? Diet Coke hasn't come out of my mouth in forever. So in any event, set some daily bite-sized chunks. And then I get to go in and I get to have some relaxing time before I go to the writing workshop. And they're like, you got to write an hour minimum a day. And in the morning. So I'm like, so they're like, put it in your calendar. I was like, okay, I've got to be to work by 9 at the latest. So let's put in there 7 to 8. That's going to give me an hour to get ready. So 7 to 8 is my writing time, and then 8 to 9 is getting ready and visiting with you guys time. 9 o'clock, I want to be at my desk and meeting with folks. So to do that, I'm, when I was 7 to 8 is writing. If I get up, if I try to exercise, there's not enough time. So what worked for me, because I've always struggled with getting this morning routine where I really wanted to do it, I've built in enough things that I look forward to doing, that what I found out is I had to back it up and go, I want a little more downtime. And now that I built in the hour for writing, I want to be able to watch BBC for a few minutes. I want to be able to watch maybe my recording of Wendy Williams and hear some little celebrity gossip foolishness for a few minutes. You get to where you enjoy that time, so the only way to get all those things in and get the time is you back up when you get up. Now, when that thing goes off at 5, I don't want to hear it, but I'll tell you the truth. 5 feels exactly like 6, which feels exactly like 6:30. That's the truth of it. It won't feel any different. And if you will build some fun things into your morning routine that you want to do, if you look at it and go, man, I covet for myself that 30 minutes that I'm going to meditate. I'm going to watch a silly TV episode. I want whatever I want. I'm going to browse the internet. I'm going to catch up on social media. Whatever you want to do, build it into your morning and you will want to get up. So that has worked beautifully for me. I challenge you, make a spreadsheet. If you don't like spreadsheets, make a physical list. Make something. Because what I did is I went and I created it through December 31st. And I will fill it out every day through December 31st. For me, I log my calories. I log whether I had 64 ounces of water. I log my weight, and I've lost a little over 6 pounds. Had it very consistently over the month. Hello. So that's working for me. I log whether we got our Bible reading in. Now I log whether I wrote. All of the things that you want to commit to. And if that sounds like too much at first, I literally have a column that said 6:30. Did I wake up on time? Thank you. Without hitting snooze. And guess what? That 6:30 has now become 5. You can go back and change what you want that to be. So I would just say set something that you really want to do. Yeah, Blake, tell me about it. I was struggling with this and going, first of all, I consider myself a disciplined, accomplished person. Why can't I get control over my time clock? Why can't I get control over my exercise and weight and just being physically healthy and active? Why can't I get control over this? And I think it's because there's always an excuse. There's always a trip out of town. But now, even if those things happen, good morning, thank you. Even if those things happen, I don't want to log onto my spreadsheet the next morning and have to not be able to record successes. So put enough on there that some of them are just not that hard, even if it's waking up on time, drinking 64 ounces of water. Have some check marks so you can feel good about it. It's a huge motivational factor. So I'm going to challenge every one of you. And if you do it, let me know. I love whenever something I'm saying here is not just me flapping my gums, but actually help someone go, yeah, okay, I've got the same struggle. Not because I'm some great genius, but I tried something that worked. And so I'm going to share it with you. Right now, that alarm goes off and I'm like, oh, shoot, I got to get on my Peloton. By the time I'm a few minutes in, I start looking at that 30 minutes on Peloton. Man, I cannot wait till I get into 20 minutes. I'm like, I'm a third down. I'm already down to that. That's awesome. I got 20 minutes left. Once I get 15, I'm halfway. Break everything in life into baby steps, little bitty chunks, and life gets easier. That's why Peloton succeeds in my mind. They can show you, we're going to work on arms for 4 minutes, then we're going to cycle. Once we start cycling, he'll say, okay, you got 30 minutes to rest, and then we're going to give 30 minutes all we got. 30 minutes, let me look crazy. 30 seconds. Anyone can look at that and go, I can do 30 seconds. So whatever it is that pushes you a little, break it into bite-sized chunks and we will get there, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, Matthew, you're right. Listening to podcasts is one of the best things. I appreciate the feedback, and I do too. When I'm in the shower, I've got Gary V going, Tom Ferry, whatever it is I'm listening to, Jay Kinder, Michael Reese, face-to-face podcast, one of the good ones. I'm going to be inspired and I'm going to start thinking, what can I get done? So number 2 is, one of the things I talk about a lot because of those podcasts and what I believe is putting out a lot of content. We're all hearing it these days. And I was listening to Gary this morning and he was talking on this subject. He's like, the thing is, if you're younger or maybe you're my age and maybe you're 52 and you still don't feel like you have accomplished enough to be talking the talk yet, right? Giving advice. He makes a great point. We got to be careful giving advice. And I tell adults this all the time. I said, especially as parents, don't we go into advice mode real fast? We go right into this. Our kids start talking to us about something that's happening. And a lot of times dads do it more, but I know some moms do it. They immediately want to fix the problem, solve it, and here's what you got to do. And often they start talking before they've even thought. And what they say is not even logical. It's not what someone should do at all. You moving around, Coco? Yeah, get yourself fixed. So it's very important to just not be thinking in terms of giving advice. Share your journey. Share your struggle. Share the little things that have worked for you in terms of, man, if I were in your shoes, here's what I might do. Or I'm young. I'm just starting out. Here's what I'm finding that's working for me. Man, I got a lot to learn and a lot more challenges to face, but I tackle one little thing, and this little thing has really worked for me. He was talking about this in advice to a young man this morning, and it was so true, because the guy's like, I don't have enough to talk about. Or he said, man, you live in New York City. I don't care where you live. He said, get on the corner, interview people. It doesn't have to only be your thoughts. So it's really important to understand that you've got to be putting out content. So if you don't feel like you've arrived, guess what? None of us have arrived. So what I like to share is something that's working. You know, Gary Vee talks about, don't create, that's overwhelming, document. Document what you're doing. Show the world your process, because somebody out there is interested in what you're doing. And you know what? Maybe you're doing something that you consider so boring, but your goal is to get somewhere else in life. Document that journey. If you're in real estate and you're young, show them the struggles of being young in real estate. Don't just show the struggle. Do the work to be smarter and work harder than the ones with 30 years experience, and prove that. Prove that you're doing the things that maybe no one else will do, and that people maybe are holding your age against you. There are some people out there that would go with you rather than someone else because of it, who would say, you know what, this is a sharp young person, and I want to celebrate with them, and I want to give them business. This is a single mom who's been out of the workforce for a long time and is out there hustling, and not out of charity, but because she shows me she knows what she's doing and she's out hustling. I want to give her my business. You can't market under a rock. You can't market in secret. That's one thing I want you guys to remember. People are often, I think we were raised in a Christian Judeo ethic of humility, which is wonderful, but you can't market in secret, guys. You got to let people know what you're doing. Do it as humbly and kindly as you can, and hope that it's helping them, helping somebody out there. And I know that's all of our goal, or I certainly hope it is, because it ought to be. Because as Wes loves to say, I'm going to put it on his tombstone, we are all in this together. So let's make it better. Go out and have a killer day. I want you back here tomorrow. It's going to be around 8:45, because as you know, I'm getting real regular with my schedule because of my daily routine. Set some intention for tomorrow morning. Come back here tomorrow morning and tell me you